Hi everyone, it's Mary from PsychicSoulmateReading.com and I have Dave. We're laughing because you gotta see what we're wearing. Stand up for a second. Ugly sweater day, Christmas ugly sweater day. And anyways, just wishing you all a Merry Christmas, and or if you're celebrating any other holiday, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Yule, happy solstice.
Happy whatever you celebrate or do not celebrate.
Or do not, just whatever you do, just saying, we're just giving our greeting of hi. Okay, today is not just a day to say hello. We're both going to be giving you a 3-card reading. And how it works is, because you landed on this channel, this reading is specifically for you. And it doesn't matter what time or what day. Actually, the reading is for week December 25th to December 31st. Yeah, I think so. Wow. Almost done with this year. Anyways, but it doesn't matter. Even if you're watching this way after, 5 years from now, it doesn't matter because it's meant for you right now. And
it will be in the present moment.
That's right. It's always knows when. Okay. So the cards we're working with is the Animal Tarot. You know how much I love these cards. I use these cards every week. I just love them. Okay. So I got my cards here, and I'm going to just thinking of a silent prayer. And repeating one out loud, calling on to a higher power, calling on to God, the angels, Jesus. Give us a message for our highest good. Okay, I'm just shuffling. Obviously, we've recorded this before Christmas because Christmas Day, we celebrate it. So anyways, Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Oh, I see. People will see this on Christmas.
Yes, I'm just being totally honest with you guys, but the reading is for you. Yeah, for the week of our Christmas week. Yeah, I take breaks, but it doesn't matter because, I gotta concentrate. Okay, so I think that's enough. Cutting them in 3 piles. And here we go. Okay, so first card we got is the 8 of Spring, Balance, and Release. Interesting. Okay, so the first card is the 8 of Spring, and sorry, the glare is really bright, but the 8 of Spring is a busy bee. Yeah, you've been really busy. You've been very active. It's a card of, it's actually the energy is things happening really quick, really fast. It's like moving really quickly for you. So things have been going on very fast. And maybe you have been feeling a little overwhelmed because there's so much to do, so little time. Yes, with the holidays and all the things and the preparations and everything that we're doing, it's a bit overwhelming. It can be. If we're not prepared, it just comes on all of a sudden, and it's just like, oh, I want to get this, and it's just the energy rush, right? So, but it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it's also very overwhelming, and it leaves us to feel just very burdened. We almost don't like what we're doing, and you got to just take a step back and breathe. Okay, so busy bee is a very powerful energy. It's the bee represents, the bee is a beautiful insect. It's one of my favorites, and I'm also very terrified of it at the same time. my bee phobia. But anyways, that's just it's just basically telling you that things can be very stressful. Hang in there. It's gonna balance off, and it's determined by the next card. The next card is Balance, and we got a beautiful zebra. If you can see the zebra. Zebra. Okay, traditionally the Balance is Temperance, and that is basically telling you to chill out, obviously, with the busy bee and 8 of Spring. It basically tells you that you're on the right track, and even though you may be feeling all of those things of above, you're coming now to a time of something changing in your life. Like, this is actually saying that you need to have structure of of the way everything is happening, everything is going. You need to prepare, you need to plan. It's really good to get a planner and just plan everything. And if you don't want to use a planner, write yourself sticky notes, right? If you write it down, you can see how to get structure. It's very important to write things down. We all forget. We're not superheroes, and our brains we have so much data in our minds, right? It's like there's so much going on. So it's important to write everything down, okay? And balance. So it's basically balancing the work and balancing family and balancing. Dave said something earlier about balance and about how important it is when you...
I can't recall.
Oh, when you get over obsessed with something, and like when something is your whole entire world, you just get, but we'll talk more about that, but it's about balance, okay? The third card is release, and release is a peacock. Interesting, I found a shawl that I had yesterday, and it had a peacock on there, and I also ordered some peacock feathers on Etsy. So peacock is a very powerful, beautiful bird, and it's really interesting because peacock, release is the traditional death card in Rider-Waite. Now, death does not mean physical death whatsoever. It represents the end and transition of something you're going through, and we have been going through a change in our life cycle. So what you're coming out of is something that has been all about the mind. You're coming into something new in your life, and learning about somebody. This also relates to love and learning about someone and saying, oh, I understand what they're all about. It's like you were maybe wasn't sure. You know what I'm saying? It's like you weren't sure and positive about that person, but now you're going to get it, and now you're going to understand, and you're finally going to hold hands with that person. Maybe not physically, but maybe you're going to just understand and connect with that person on a telepathic, psychic level, and where you have that aha moment, and you'll say, I get it, I understand. The person's having a bad day, or the person's going through something, and you'll understand. So that it's a card of understanding as well. And that's with the planetary influence. And now we finally did. It would be the 24th, we come out of Mercury retrograde. So everything is all coming to a nice release, like the card says. And I know Dave has lots to say.
I do? How'd you know?
Because I can feel, me and Dave, we're very telepathic with each other.
Absolutely.
And I can feel his energy. He could feel mine. And, he could be on the other side of the room, and I'll say something. He'll think of something, and I'll say something. I'll say, honey, this and this and this. And he'll go, oh, I was just thinking. Like we both, he does the same thing to me. It's amazing. But, we all are connected, and when you are connected, you just have to listen. And are you listening? You got to listen. That's the question. Are you listening?
All right. Okay. 8 of Spring. So I see pictures of bumblebees, and what that means to me is that small miracles. Keep your eye out for small miracles and things to be grateful for, because the bumblebee, I've read somewhere that scientists are experts on bumblebees and on aerodynamics of like how something can fly. Apparently bumblebees, it's supposed to be physically impossible that they can actually fly.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that that's a symbol. So look out for miracles and look for the sweetness, look for the nectar that's in your life, just like how the bee goes into the flower and it finds the sweet fragrances and the nectar. So do your best to that, even though you're hustling and bustling and being a busy bee. Find the sweetness in it. And then there's the zebra, which is balance, and the black and white. And that, what that brings to me intuitively is be really on the lookout and be very mindful about being diplomatic and tactful, and just even relaxing and letting go of your own position if it's not the same as someone else's position, because there's a lot of polarity in the world right now, people on this side versus people on that side in so many different areas. A simple example would be somebody who's a vegan and somebody who isn't a vegan, or somebody who eats meat, for example. And to say, say if you were a vegan and you encounter somebody who eats meat, or vice versa, and you get into that polarity really strong, instead of just understanding the other person's point of view and they have their reasons for that point of view. It doesn't mean you have to put your own point of view down and not think that you're doing the right thing, because obviously it's right for you because you feel it, or you might open your mind to thinking you might try something different too. But just be careful of getting into that polarization where you're really against the other person and you're really angry about that they believe in that thing that's whatever it is that's the opposite of what you believe in. Let that stuff go, especially when you're around your families maybe, and people are talking about things, especially politics or anything like that, can be very charged and polarities involved, and just try to be just chilled out and relaxed and stay in your heart as best you can, and don't take any bait, and sort of lighten up with it, and don't take your own position, whatever you believe, so seriously, because your true position is that you are a soul, you're spiritual, and your light will do more to change this world than any politics ever will. So, and then the last card, I see a peacock and it says death. So yeah, it's definitely a time of transition. I feel this time of year always a time of transition because at least in the part of the world where we live, it's going into winter. Well, it is winter, going into winter, and it's dark. It's dark, and yeah, it's snowing. It's dark,
right,
and the days are getting shorter, and we're also transitioning from when we've been on our regular schedules, our regular routine, and then now it's going to be either we're more on our own, work slows down, everybody usually has at least a little bit of a vacation away from whatever they normally do. Even if you're not working, you're going to feel that effect where things slow down a little bit, and you might be spending more time with family or friends as well, or if you're on your own, you're going to be spending more time with yourself. So it's kind of a time to transition from your normal routine into a different world and then come out the other side at the new year. So transition is just the word I get about that, and that's pretty much it. We're all in this together, and we've got this.
That's right. We have this. So it's important to just, like I said, to understand that you're going to feel all these overwhelming feelings. So it's important to feel what you're going to feel. Don't repress your emotions. Even if you're feeling a bit lonely and feeling like you miss someone, that's okay. Embrace the love that you feel, and you don't have to fight it. Don't fight it. Just say, I love that person so much. Whatever the circumstances and the reasons why you're not with that person at this moment, just embrace it. Embrace the love. But let go of the pain. Like, ask yourself, allow yourself, and ask yourself if you can let go of feeling that pain or that desire to control the outcome for you to be with the title or with that person or whatever the situation may be, wanting it to be. You got to let go of the control. So that's what release. That's one thing that I'm really getting strong with. Let go of trying to control anything. And it doesn't have to relate to with soulmates either. It's just release what you're feeling. And while you're feeling this, you're going to go through some changes. You might even notice some detoxing energies. Like you might feel like a bit scratchy in your throat. You might feel something in your ears. Your ears might be buzzing, just like the busy bee. You might hear a buzzing in your ear, and you might just feel like you're coming down with something. Sometimes you're not coming down with something. Maybe it's just energy working its through, but it's coming through as like colds, like symptoms. Now, the one thing that I do when I get like any of those things, even if it's a cold or if it isn't, it's a like whatever it is, even viruses, I use Totera's On Guard, and if you can see that, it's amazing. It's amazing. And over the holiday seasons, going Christmas shopping or Hanukkah shopping or whatever, sorry, I don't want to offend anybody with my love of Christmas. So whatever it means to you to celebrate, or how you, the festivities, the lights, just enjoying the whole scenery of the holiday spirit. Just enjoy, but what you need to do is take care of yourself. And the one thing that I do, like I said, I drink this. This is something that's edible. And
Sounds good.
what I do is, like, I'm in a public place. Yeah, what we do is show it up in the camera. We put a drop here, and then I put a drop here. Wait, you didn't wait for me. And then oh, it's like shooters. That's about the only, yeah. And what it tastes like is, it disinfects everything that's in the mouth. and it tastes like cinnamon, clove. I don't know what else it has in there. It has some other amazing oils inside here that actually, if you have a scratchy throat or if you feel like you're coming down with something, it'll kill it. It's amazing. I love it. And I'm also working with Herkimer Diamond. Herkimer Diamond is a really good stone, and it helps you to listen. I was playing around earlier about listening because we saw a show on Hulu last night, and they kept saying, "Are you listening? Are you listening?" So that's why we were chuckling. But anyways, listening to the other person, and it helps you to connect. And this is the one thing. It's like this is a walkie-talkie stone. If you give somebody a Herkimer Diamond and they both hold it, they can, like if I give Dave one, we can both actually read each other's thoughts. And we both can connect with each other. And so it's just, this is one crystal that helps you to connect and remote view. This is what I use a lot of times when I'm doing readings. I hold crystals in my hands and I just go within and listen to messages that come through. Yeah, and so yeah, that's about it for our 3-card reading for today. And I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any other questions, please send me an email. If you would like to learn more about my readings and more about, if you would like to get a bottle of doTERRA on guard, send me an email. But anyways, my website is psychicsoulmatereading.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and wishing you the best, joyous, happy Christmas season, whatever you want to celebrate. I guess I'm afraid to say it, but Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.